is make sure the message I reach them.
Live from Kingston, Jamaica, broadcasting around the world. You're watching the Teach Dem YouTube show. Intellectual,
yet stimulating.
fair, frank, and factual. This is Extra Class, streaming to the world and beyond.
You know, it's Teach Them, the #1 intellectual blogging panel on the YouTube channel.
Good night, everyone. Let me know if you're seeing me clearly. Let me know if you're hearing me clearly. If you're seeing and hearing me clearly, welcome to another episode of Extra Class, episode number 326, thereabout. Big up to the ones them, over there. I know some people probably caught out by the early start, but that's an experiment with the time. YouTube's at the best time this my stream, so I see how it go. You understand? Test it out for a couple of weeks and see and ting. But we're there, peace. Big up on yourself, you know. Yeah, son. Big up to the people that like the stream already. Big up to that one person who dislike the stream. You know everything good. Everything good. You understand? So as I said, I know the timing probably threw at some people tonight, but like we say it gonna. Yeah, peeps. So we're there. We're come to talk about a few things in the night, yeah. And you know things that may affect Jamaica. Irrespective of how you or me feel about them, they're here, so might as well put them into perspective on them something. Yeah man, I know I think of Rosie and thing, but I saw a thing set up. I don't know, them say the best time for my stream, so them must know why they say that though. So yeah, watch it and see. So you're gonna run it for a couple of nights, couple of weeks and see. As a matter of fact, I want to tell you them say the best time for my stream on Sunday at 4 o'clock. You see me? And on Friday night at 7 o'clock. So make we see how it go. And then after me done stream, we probably have some time when we can do a few other things to you. So it may work out positively. So which part we there now? So the COVID situation, I could change this before we go any further. Boom. Yeah man. Thanks, Empress Rosie. Camera kick. Yeah, something like that. We give thanks. The COVID situation, we spoke about that a bit on Wednesday evening, and it has not improved. As a matter of fact, the numbers have since increased over Wednesday. So 605 new COVID cases recorded in Jamaica with 12 deaths. So the Ministry of Health and Wellness is reporting that 605 new COVID-19 cases and the 12 virus-related deaths were recorded across Jamaica on Thursday, that was the 24-hour period yesterday. This pushed the total number of confirmed cases on the island since the outbreak to 64,899 and the confirmed deaths to 1,465. The new cases comprises 339 females, 266 males with ages ranging from 6 days to 100 years old. According to the ministry, 159 cases were recorded in Kingston and St. Andrew, 94 in St. Catherine, 59 in St. James, 49 in Westmoreland, 43 in St. Anne, 40 in St. Thomas, 34 each in Manchester and Trelawney, 32 in St. Elizabeth, 25 in St. Mary, 18 in Hanover, 13 in Clarendon, and 5 in Portland. Meanwhile, 8 of the latest deaths are from St. Elizabeth, including 5 males ages 41, 56, 74, 75, and 76, and 3 females ages 64, 66, and 78. 3 of the victims were from Westmoreland, a 31-year-old female, a 58-year-old male, a 77-year-old male, and the remaining victims was a 48-year-old female from Kingston and St. Andrew. 13 deaths were also reported on the investigation, and the ministry further reported 50 new recoveries, which pushed the total recoveries to 47,968, and there are 15,058 active cases island-wide. I have not received the data for today, so that was the data for yesterday. So the numbers continue to be high. the number of deaths continue to be high, the number of hospitalizations continue to be high, and the stress surrounding COVID continue to be high. I suppose we are in our third wave and the spike continues, and the sad part of it is that it may be with us for some time yet. Hopefully that pronouncement is wrong, and we will see some improvements in the numbers, in the fatalities in the shortest possible time. You see me? Just a minute, let me pin something quickly. Sizzler Fun, good night. Empress Millicent, how are you? Tony and Burrell, Cheryl Lee, all of the people that we are checking in. DeAndre, look bro, what go on out? Yeah man, I see your comment earlier, bro. Yeah man, you feel to share your views, man. You see me? You know what thing go? Show over there, so. Boom. Just a pin something, just a minute, please. New wave, pick up yourself in a farm. All is well. Silver D, what you deal with? And them something there. Now, so shit, this one I want place, one I want Patron. So. Just a momento. Alright. Yeah, man. So, Marlo Paul, blessings family, give thanks, appreciate the support. You know what I mean? Miss Charlene Waugh, good night. Finar, big up yourself. Simon G, blessings. Yeah, peeps, so I could get going again now, because, you know, something. So that those are the numbers. 605 cases for yesterday, 12 deaths. Rough. On Wednesday when we spoke, I made passing mention of the fact that many of the island's nurses called in sick and they took offense, some of them, to a statement that was made by the Prime Minister in relation to whether or not nurses should receive preferential treatment should they become COVID positive. A number of them has since returned to work. Some of them has come out and said that the Gleaner, who was the lead paper in that story, misrepresented them, and the Prime Minister's statement was taken out of context and them something. Thanks so much to Empress Rosie B for the contribution. I am most grateful. Blessings, Just School Official, blessings, you know. Be Empressy, blessings, Empress. Glenn Robin, blessed. Big up some more people, look more. So most public health nurses return to work following sick out. A majority of public sector nurses turned up to work on Thursday morning after calling in sick on Wednesday. However, there are isolated reports of the sick out continuing at the Princess Margaret Hospital in St. Thomas. And well, Radio Jamaica, as I got the article from them, well, from their website that is, has been informed that 24 of the 37 members of the nursing staff at the hospital showed up for work Thursday morning. 22 nurses were present for work Wednesday night, and the management of the hospital is now, well, at the time of this publication, was in a meeting. The administration says it is continuing to take the necessary steps to reduce the impact of the nurses on healthcare delivery, and the administration staff are reportedly roving the area and lending support to junior staff. So that is the situation. Some nurses took offense. I saw where the People's National Party also called for the Prime Minister to retract said statement. And subsequently, I saw where the People's National Party came in for a beatdown on social media. And in other aspects, parts of the media, that their statement was disingenuous and they were misinterpreting what the Prime Minister said. And I've also seen some nurses saying that the Prime Minister's statement was perfectly fair. So I don't know. There's always politics in politics. Empress McDermott, thanks so much for the contribution. Sir Damien, bless up yourself, Father White. Appreciate the support, bro. Zane. So them look good things there. Big up to all nurses, all healthcare workers in these unprecedented times, in these most challenging times. I can only imagine the mental strain that this pandemic has placed on you guys. It cannot be easy getting up every day, going out, knowing that you may become exposed today, knowing that you have your family to go home to. So we appreciate the work that you have been doing, and we know that you guys are not paid enough for what you do, but we appreciate the effort despite the challenges that abounds. Rough. Still with the healthcare sector, because as you would assume that, I don't know, overwhelmed with COVID patients, public hospitals are now only accepting emergency cases. Effective immediately, public hospitals island-wide will be restricted to conducting emergency case service only. This according to the Ministry of Health and Wellness. This comes as the public health facilities register continued increases in confirmed and suspected cases of COVID-19 infections that require hospitalization, which have caused the facilities to exceed their isolation capacity. Now, commenting on the crisis in a statement from the ministry, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jacqueline Bisisa McKenzie said most hospitals are over the capacity of beds designated for COVID-19 management. As such, general hospital beds are being used for COVID-19 care, and the rising demand for oxygen also threatens to overwhelm the supply. The ministry said hospitals will also suspend elective surgeries and begin discharging patients who can receive home care. Meanwhile, members of the public are being asked to refrain from visiting emergency departments except in cases warranting serious medical attention. We encourage persons to be compliant with their medications and to avoid being on the roads to avoid traffic accidents, as hospitals will be constrained to deal with these kinds of emergencies. The CMO continued. Rough situation for the persons who don't really understand what I read just now. The long and short of it is that the hospitals are filled to capacity and in some cases overflowing, and as such the chief medical officer is suggesting that healthcare workers will only be treating with emergency situations, and situations not deemed to be an emergency may not be attended to as quickly as you would want. Peeps, please be careful. Please be careful out there on the roads. Drive carefully, drive safely, because that's a part of the strain that is placed on the emergency health sector. So, it rough rasta. So the beds that were designated as COVID-19 beds, those have been filled. The additional beds have been filled, and as such, they are seeking more beds within the hospital precincts to house COVID-19 patients. So patients who have been hospitalized that are deemed to be able to receive home care and their condition have stabilized and they're not as serious as they probably were, are being discharged, and we'll see how. God, I am recovering from COVID myself. It's not pretty. I am so sorry to hear that, Sizzler fan. Jaja, I'm happy that you are with us. I hope the recovery has been going well, and I trust that you will make a full recovery in the shortest possible time. So that is a new wave where that I wish I don't even know. The vaccination situation continues. Many persons are still against vaccination. Some people are still sharing their views and opinions on the situation and thing. But so far, based on official numbers, more than 500,000 Jamaicans have been vaccinated against COVID-19. I am not certain that figure has been fully vaccinated. I suppose many in that number would have received their first dose. So let's see. More than 500,000 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine have been administered in Jamaica since the inoculation program started in March. Now, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton reported that the milestone was achieved on Thursday. Dr. Tufton said that Jamaica is on track to meet the target of 700,000 vaccinations by the end of September. So that is all that article provided, but I am not sure. Let's put it this way. I would go out on a limb to say that there isn't 500,000 Jamaicans who are fully vaccinated. I suspect that a lot of people in that 500,000 have only had their first dose. So let's see. When more information becomes available, I will most definitely share. Christopher Wagwan, Nix, Empress MS, how are you? Auntie, someone made a contribution just so down. Yes, Rasta Judge. More vaccines are becoming available as well, as the island received another shipment of the AstraZeneca vaccine. So Jamaica has received another shipment of 200,000 doses of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. The shipment, which arrived Thursday, is a donation from the Canadian government. It is the second vaccine shipment received this week. On Monday, 115,000 doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine arrived in the island, and those doses were brought through the African Medical Supply Platform. Jamaica has received some 800,000 vaccine doses so far this month, and that's a combination of Johnson & Johnson, AstraZeneca, and Pfizer. So, for whatever reason, I am getting the feeling that many Jamaicans, let me say, are interested in Pfizer. I don't know why. I cannot tell you why. But it would appear that many persons are more interested in getting Pfizer than AstraZeneca. So yeah, I couldn't tell you why. So I don't know. Because it's a name brand thing, we love name brands as Jamaicans. I couldn't tell you why, but that is the situation. So we have received AstraZeneca now from India, from the UK, I think, from the United States, and now from Canada. I think the Pfizer shipment was from the United States, if memory serves me correctly. I don't think the FDA has approved Pfizer as yet, Nix. It was approved. When was it approved? Because up to earlier in the last week, I thought they were still seeking FDA approval. So I don't know. They want Pfizer because Pfizer, Viagra were. But some people are saying, okay, so some people, oh yes, 4 days ago, okay. Because I know earlier in the week, I was still reading that it was not approved. Okay, cool. Empress Cookie, how you doing? We did an interview with Goldust. I won't name Goldust, brother. No disrespect, but I don't know who name, so. I really and truly don't know who name Goldust. You understand? I know gold can make dust. I don't know who name Goldust. I'm being very honest, though. No disrespect to Goldust. You understand? Teach them just not familiar with us. That kind of sounds strange. Okay. So I guess that is why many people are moving towards wanting to be inoculated. I hate that word so much. Inoculated with Pfizer, I suppose. With a clash bounty. I don't know. I don't know. You understand? Is that everything a killer do or killer involved in? I mean, no either. You understand what I say? Like, if you understand how I treat certain things, you would be amazed. You understand? We just do what we have to do when we have to do it and keep it moving. We're not too. You understand? They put two in every anything. But I really don't know. You see me? Yeah, man. Alright, so my very informed viewers are saying that Pfizer has now been approved by the FDA. Thanks so much, because as I said earlier in the week when I was doing some research, it was still saying that it wasn't approved. So I guess the Jamaicans, them are work will approve. And thing. Okay. So there is no a vaccine surge really. I think on Wednesday or Thursday there was a total of 21,000 Jamaicans who had been vaccinated on that day. I think that is a record daily number. So more and more people are now deciding to take the vaccine. You know, the anti-vaxxers are still many, and there are many people who are still not into the vaccine thing. But I think that there's more, a greater willingness from Jamaicans to become vaccinated. We'll see how that continues. Speaking about vaccination and the government's push to have face-to-face teaching resume eventually, sometime in October possibly, who knows. But the Pan American Health Organization is recommending that countries in the Caribbean adopt a phased approach to the reopening of school for face-to-face learning in the 2021 to 2022 academic year in light of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, PAHO Director Dr. Carissa Etienne, said this approach would take into consideration the local epidemiological situation, which can change rapidly. Dr. Etienne said before reopening schools, countries must ensure institutions can maintain COVID-19 prevention and infection control measures, including physical distancing, hand hygiene, and wearing masks. She noted that PAHO has developed guidelines for reopening schools and is working with member states so that this can be achieved as safely as possible. So, the Pan American Health Organization is sounding the warning bell that whilst we know that our children mental balance in some instances is out of alignment and many of them are itching to go back to school, and whilst the government I think is very eager for face-to-face resumption of classes, that we also treat it with an understanding that the worst place for a virus to start spread is within our educational institutions. So we have to approach it with caution. But I understand why many of the stakeholders are into face-to-face classes resuming. Random question, are you really Sasko's son? No, you know, brother. Williams I name it, Sasko name Campbell, you know? But people be not say we kind of look alike. You know what I think? We give thanks. Good to look like somebody sensible, yes, if we really look like him. And thing. So that is the situation. I know many teachers who have been vaccinated. I know many children who are now getting vaccinated. So let's see how it goes. Empress Cheryl, yes, I am back at work. Class full of shit, man. And Empress Lee, what's are you okay? I don't know if I missed something before. What is Karsha Edwards? That is true. Pfizer Tech has the best results, but the problem is that it has to stay frozen, and that means problem in warm countries and long transport way. Oh, okay. I know I read somewhere too where it says that Pfizer, the efficacy of Pfizer and the effectiveness only lasts for 6 to 8 months period, and that's what you may need a booster shot. So I know I read somewhere too where they were seeking approval from the FDA for booster shots. So me not to get too deep in the vaccine thing, you know. The ministry said if 65% student vaccinate, school will reopen face to face. Okay. Me not to keep abreast with them now, because I can't even bother with them. That person really asked us, Sasko, look that old. Or me look that young Rosie. Then it's what I can't look young. What happened? Yes, Rasta. So you know, make we continue because we just deal with the whole spectrum, you know. In-person teaching will depend on vaccination rate at schools, says the Ministry of Education. Yeah, but I don't go status, but I don't hear any of the other makers or manufacturers of vaccine making mention or reference to booster shots. Thus far, I have only heard that from Pfizer, so I don't know. Yeah. So the Ministry of Education says face-to-face teaching in high schools will depend on the COVID-19 vaccination rate at institutions. So the ministry had previously set a target for in-person teaching by mid-October, with only vaccinated students being in classes. The government started offering the Pfizer vaccine to children 12 and older on Saturday, August 21st, as it seeks to facilitate face-to-face teaching. And the Education Ministry now says that students in secondary schools will return to face-to-face teaching once the institution achieves a vaccination rate of 65% or higher. It says as of August 27th, approximately 28,000 students received the first dose of the two-shot Pfizer vaccine. Which are what they say now. The Education Ministry is strongly encouraging stakeholders in the sector to get vaccinated so as to facilitate in-person teaching. The ministry says teaching for the new school year will begin on September 6 online, as was the case last year, and this will be complemented by lessons on television and on radio and the distribution of printed learning kits. I could give you a whole story upon them something, but never mind. The Education Ministry says during the week of September 20 and periodically thereafter, it will do an assessment in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and Wellness to determine the feasible date to begin face-to-face teaching. So we'll watch and see. I am back at work face-to-face. Okay, I'm a teacher of first grade, so my students are too young for the vaccination. Wow, Empress Cheryl, that must be rough. Just be careful and take it easy and try as best as possible to protect yourselves and your children, your students, I should say. I suspect that may be very frustrating for you, knowing that your charges are too young to be vaccinated and the potential problems that might pose. Jaja. Yes, Rasta Judge. Empress Joan Gray, what are you doing? Soji, Manazana, Miss Christine Jarrett, blessings. DJ Striker Plus Davis, blessings. All the people over in the building, manners and respect, you know. Empress Jackie, good night. No, still with the COVID situation, still with the vaccine situation. I remembered having a discussion in a stream early out in the vaccination thing. I think it was one of those streams when I was telling people that I am not averse to taking a vaccine. And you know, many people were saying that teach here we go on. And I said, alright, here we go on. I know Jamaicans very well. And if it is one thing I know about many Jamaicans, is that many of us have intentions and desires to not only visit countries outside of Jamaica, but to live in countries outside of Jamaica, namely the United States of Uncle Sam. And I said at that time that whilst many people were against becoming vaccinated, if it comes down to, not if, when it comes down to you being required to be vaccinated to enter the United States, people will pay money out of their own pocket to become vaccinated so they can go to the United States of Uncle Sam. Eh? But before we reach the United States of Uncle Sam, let's deal with something on Jamaica land first. As the premier tertiary institution in Jamaica, in the Caribbean, the University of the West Indies, is now mandating that if you intend to live on Hall, you must become vaccinated. UWI implements COVID vaccination requirement for living on Hall. Students who want to live on campus at the University of the West Indies, Mona, will be required to be vaccinated against COVID-19. In a notice issued yesterday, the university said that persons will be required to submit proof of vaccination. For those currently living on Hall, these persons have been given until Friday, September 3, to get at least one shot of 2 doses vaccine to remain in the facility. Persons who have received their first vaccination shot and are awaiting their second shot will be allowed to remain on Hall. Individuals who have received their first vaccination shot, I said that already. The university said students who are hesitant of taking the vaccine will not be permitted to reside in a hall of residence. However, the Office of Student Services and Development will try to assist such students in identifying alternate accommodation off campus. In such instances, the student will be reimbursed for the unused portion of their residence fees that had already been paid. Boy. Students who are unable to take the vaccine for religious or health-related reasons are asked to submit documentation from their religious body or a doctor confirming this so that their situation could be considered on a case-by-case basis. Asked whether the timeline was too short for students to find alternative accommodation, campus registrar Donovan Stanbury told the Gleaner this morning that the university had no other choice but to protect all residents. He said the last thing the university would want is a COVID-19 cluster on its hands. You can still get the COVID-19 cluster with vaccination still. This is not a vaccination mandate. It is a privilege to live on the halls. A very expensive one. People have choices. If you feel strongly, you can make alternative arrangements. It would be irresponsible to have unvaccinated people on the halls, said Stanbury. Here we go. This is just one of many instances to come, situations to come, developments where you will have to become vaccinated or else you cannot access certain things or a certain place. He's saying that it is not a mandate, but technically that is what it is. You understand? But then this is the next thing, because this is it. So you cannot live on the halls without being vaccinated. I get that. I hear you. But then how will it be treated? How will students who don't live on hall but attend classes on campus be treated then? Because then they would probably expose the hall residents. Let's see how it goes. Interesting development. The truth of the matter is that it is not a development that surprises me. I am still someone who thinks that you take the vaccine because it's a personal choice, because you feel that you should take it and it should not be something that is mandated or forced on you or you're coerced to do so. But we're seeing where more and more institutions will take stance that will ultimately force persons to become vaccinated. So Mr. Stanbury is saying it's not a mandate, but truth of the matter is that is what it is. Let's see what the response from the students will be. I understand where they're coming from, but then that is as far as I leave it, because of my views and the whole being pro-choice revaccination. So I suppose that places like UTech and other places may join soon. And the Shortwoods and the Michaels and the Sam Sharp and the churches and the St. Joseph's and the Moniques and the Case and let's see. Back to what I made mention to earlier now though, the whole vaccine mandate thing. And my Jamaicans who are desirous of living in the United States of Uncle Sam. Vaccination hurdle for green cards as of October 1. Yeah? That's a thing they in a family. Yes, Rasta Judge. Jamaicans applying for permanent residence in the United States must be vaccinated as part of the green card process. I told you this was coming. I don't remember I wonder if it's a stream me and Scotty do together. But I told you this was. I knew this was coming. It was just a matter of time. And this is not if you plan to take up residence in the United States of Uncle Sam and Auntie Pam, you have to go take a vaccine. The new requirement released by the Counters for Disease Control and Prevention, well, not counter, by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, comes into effect October 1 this year. Woo! This applies to applicants from all countries. New York immigration attorney Latoya McBean announced to viewers during one of her YouTube programs Tuesday evening. It is not clear what the CDC uploaded the information on its website, but the page was last reviewed August 17. According to the U.S. organization, owing to the fact that the virus is a public health emergency and international concern under the international health regulations, the disease creates unique challenges for the immigration-related medical evaluation. Specifically, COVID-19 meets the definition of severe acute respiratory syndrome as specified by the Presidential Executive Order 13674 issued on July 31, 2014, thus making it a Class A inadmissible condition. Persons with compelling reasons why they can't be vaccinated may be granted a blanket waiver based on health issues or another type of exemption based on moral or religious convictions. Already, the new requirements have come under immense criticism, with detractors calling it a violation of human rights. All governments need to be sued for enforcing this. Dianosa Zuro stated in the comments section of McBean's television channel. Unconstitutional, said another commentator, bolstered by Eldin Jano Baptiste, who asks, are we going to allow a few organizations who are run by a few who hold secret agendas to control our entire nation? I am not going to get into who control this or who this or who that. All I'm going to say is I knew that this day I knew that October 1st was going to come. And many of my Jamaican brothers who are hell-bent, come hell or high waters, they're not going to take any vaccine. I posit to you that many of my same Jamaicans who were very vocal that they won't be vaccinated will not only do it for free now, but they will pay to get it done because the land of milk and honey beckons. Let's see. Let us see. Bombat. No wonder my lip feels so cracky. Come September, it is compulsory to have your double vaccine before you can enter nightclubs. I just got my citizenship and did not have to get no vaccine. Ain't October 1 yet. Give thanks. Zane and thing. So I know that, there is the side of the conversation that says, this is a new world order and this man, that and that man. I won't get into that. All I'll simply say that, and the United States is just the first country to do. Many other countries will take this stance. You understand? I am going to even go out on another limb. I hope that limb is strong enough. That Canada, in very short order, will request that if you intend to take up permanent residence in Canada, you will have to be fully vaccinated. I'll go out on another limb. I hope that maple leaf limb is strong enough. See what I go. That's why I think I'm going to look in the Nicks. That's the unfortunate reality. You understand? Teach them extremely strong limb, bro. Judge, so we could talk about some other things, the whole vaccine thing, COVID thing, set away. You see, yes, I'm not telling you, limb they have a chang. My head alone, I broke the limb, yeah. Japan is doing it long time. But that got me still. See, as a matter of fact, I'll put it this way. I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere down the road, Jamaica issues an advisory saying that in order for you to enter the island, you must be vaccinated. I would not be surprised. I don't know if the administration have the balls to do so, but let's see. Canada only accepting fully vaccinated persons, bro. You see? The things that me are talking about, I want to hold on the eye lip. I try out, that ear see business, you see? Dante, big up yourself, Alright. I could talk about some other things about it. So you will say you can't live up there if you're not vaccinated. America say as of October 1, if you plan to live across there, you have to be vaccinated. So the whole vaccine passport are the foreign idea now. And these things will happen. You understand? I could have America make so much noise in it's famous. The whole and as I say, people are free to say what they want about that. I won't get into that. Me just know that these things going to come. You understand? And many of us who have said no vaccine will gladly get vaccinated because Uncle Sam I will place a birth. Boy. Yo, y'all people of Jamaica, we sell them mother and them father, to our next money. Just sell them, figure America, so I don't even know that. You see me? I saw some people deal with the America thing, brother. The land of milk, the utopian society where milk and honey washes the streets. You understand? Canadian PM actively pursuing Vax passport. I mean, I do no research on them, but I say. Alright, so I could move it now. I could move it now. You see me? Said I'm here to be. He's so adorable. Hey, you thought that. The girl's a baby powder. If it's that still, but if it's other things. I'm glad for him I met nice boy place because he was so sick over the past week. That's man just the one place most of the time I ball there, sir. You understand? Him miserably want sleep, him can't sleep, him twist and turn, him congested, him stuffy, him sneezing, cough, him crying. One more thing. One more something. So we're glad still. Jacka Diamond charged with assault and illegal possession of firearm. The police have arrested and charged 23-year-old Nakeem Mullings, otherwise called Jacka Diamond, with assault at common law and illegal possession of firearm following an incident along Garden Lane in Kingston on December 9th, 2020. The police said at 8:15 a.m., Mullings and a woman reportedly had an argument that escalated into a fight. Mullings then allegedly brandished a firearm from his waistband and pointed it at the woman. A police report later filed. Something wrong with the article. After an investigation, Mullings was arrested on Friday, August 20, 2021 and subsequently charged on Tuesday, August 24th after a question and answer session. Jacka Diamond. I don't know, every time I see that, I laugh. The man play the wrong card, brother. You see me? He played the wrong card, like 15-year-old wanted for double murder held in police raid. May I read that again so it sinks. 15-year-old wanted for double murder. 15-year-old wanted for double murder held in police raid. A 15-year-old boy who was implicated in the double murder of a couple and the injury of a man at their home was arrested during an operation along Ricketts Street in Savannah Lamar, Westmoreland on Thursday, August 26th. Reports from the Savannah Lamar police are that shortly after 3 a.m. on Tuesday, July 13th, armed men broke in and opened gunfire, hitting 19-year-old Christian Brooks of Truro District, let me pronounce that correctly, Froome, Westmoreland, and 22-year-old Godfrey, otherwise called Tanser, of Hudson Street in the parish, and another man while they were sleeping. All three persons were taken to hospital where Brooks and Godfrey were pronounced dead. The other man was admitted in stable condition, and the juvenile's court date is being finalized for him to face the court to answer to multiple charges. Sometimes some of them are really back. Why you tell me not take back no chat? Jaja, 15-year-old. Teen charged with 40-year-old man. Teen charged with murder of 40-year-old man is shot dead. Teen charged with murder of 40-year-old man is shot dead. Okay. The Kingston West Police have arrested and charged a 17-year-old of a Kingston 12 address with the shooting death of 40-year-old Winston Muir, otherwise called Baggy, B-A-G-G-I-E, Baggy, of 80 East Road in the parish following an incident along East Road in the vicinity of 6th Street in the parish on Tuesday, July 13th this year. The teen was charged on Tuesday, August 24th with murder, illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. Now, report from the Downham Town Police are that about 11:35 p.m., citizens heard gunshot explosions. Who wrote this? And alerted the police. Upon their arrival, Muir's body was seen lying on the ground in a pool of blood with gunshot wounds to the head and upper body. The crime scene was processed and the body removed to the morgue for a post-mortem. The teen was arrested on Saturday, July 24th and officially charged on Tuesday, August 24th after a question and answer interview. His court date has not yet been finalized. Speaking about the Kingston side there, a little thing reached to me before me start stream. See if I can find it here. Yes, Asta. So, Leighton Cope, OC Livity, heads a list of 14 men listed as person of interest by the Kingston West Police. The police believe the men are able to assist them in investigation into several murders and shootings. The men are to report to the police by 4 p.m. tomorrow. So they are Leighton Coke, otherwise called Livity, Philip Brown, otherwise called Phil, Lawrence Stewart, otherwise called Richie Stone, Dwayne Grant, otherwise called Billy, Rashawn Samuels, otherwise called Son, Devon Sullivan, otherwise called Coffee, Marlon Hall, otherwise called Tupac, Romaine Carter, otherwise called Stew Peas, Akeem Bailey, otherwise called Lollipop, a man known as Rory, a man known only as Ready Up, Bumba, a man known only as Straight Up, a man known only as Kala, and a man known only as Little Man. So investigators believe that these persons can assist them with their probe into several incidents of murder and shootings that have been committed in the division recently. They are therefore being asked to make contact with the Denham Town Police by 4 p.m. on Saturday, August 28th. JDF soldier under investigation after allegedly firing gun during dispute. So a member of the Jamaica Defence Force is under investigation after he reportedly opened fire during a dispute with a couple in Cornwall, St. Elizabeth on Tuesday. The soldier was reportedly in a dispute with a man and his common-law wife about 9 a.m. when it's alleged that he threatened to shoot the couple. He then pulled his firearm and discharged one round. The matter was reported to the police. Yes, Rasta. There was a shooting incident along Constant Spring Road, I think, and at the Springs Plaza in Halfway Tree today. I think 2 people are now dead and 1 in hospital nursing gunshot wounds. I am not entirely sure what transpired because the information was sketchy up to the time of this stream. No, the People's National Party. You know, the People's National Party is 2 things. 1, they are their very worst enemies, and they are the Jamaica Labour Party's best friends. I'll say that again. The People's National Party is 2 things for sure. I mean, apart from being a birthday party, they are their worst enemies, their own worst enemies, and also the Jamaica Labour Party's best friends. They keep hurting themselves, shooting themselves in their own foot, and also making the Jamaica Labour Party's job way easier than it should possibly be. Judge. This, speak up yourself in a farm. General. So, the latest spat, fracas, altercation, division in the party stems from the South-East St. Ann constituency, represented by one Lisa Hanna. Her feud, or the feud, is reportedly between her and one of her councillor for the Beachertown division, I think. I think his name is Ian something, soon tell you know his name. Where Ian Bell, where people were offered thumping at them face and all sort of synthetic. I don't know. Yeah, just see these things and laugh. So the PNP Southeast St. Ann feud. Lisa Hanna complains to police that her councillor threatened to assault her. Zine, so there are two articles, so I'll share both articles for perspective. So a bitter feud which is gripping Lisa Hanna's PNP Southeast St. Ann constituency organization is deepening. Miss Hanna has made a written complaint to the police and alleged that one of her councillors, who is a former loyalist, has reportedly threatened to slap her in the face. The fellow PNP member who Miss Hanna has filed the report against is councillor for the Beachertown division in her constituency, Ian Bell. Miss Hanna told the police that Bell addressed her and said, "Me thump you in your face, me thump you in your mouth." Miss Hanna says the threat was made during a recent PNP mediation meeting which took place at a resort in Runaway Bay, St. Ann. The Southeast St. Ann MP told the police that Bell made the threat several times when a decision was made in the meeting which made him upset. Miss Hanna reported to the police that she felt Bell is capable of carrying out the attack. When contacted, Bell, who is known as Trumpet, said he has given instruction to his lawyer in connection with the report made against him by Miss Hanna. Mr. Bell did not disclose details of the instruction which he says he has given to his lawyer, Charles Gangasingh, about the issue. The councillor also confirmed that he was contacted by the Constant Spring police and told that Miss Hanna has made a formal complaint against him. Bell said he has no further comments on the issue. When asked about the issue yesterday, Miss Hanna did not reply to this media house. Now, a few weeks ago, Bell withdrew from the PNP Southeast St. Ann constituency organization and accused Miss Hanna of disrespect. So that is one article. See? Now, the councillor has apparently given his version of the explosive confrontation with MP Lisa Hanna. So the explosive feud between both parties has taken another turn. And I think this article was posted by Nationwide. So our news center disclosed yesterday that Hanna has reported Bell to the police and alleged that the councillor told her that he would thump her in her face. So Bell, who is a councillor for the Beachertown division in Southeast St. Ann, has moved to clear the air. He has revealed stunning details about what he says was a showdown between him and Hanna at a recent PNP mediation meeting in Runaway Bay, as I said. Bell says in attendance at the mediation meeting were Michael Whittingham, Philip Service, Judith Freeborn, and well-known St. Ann-based comrade, James Walsh. The councillor says while the constituted party hearing was taking place, Miss Hanna called him a freak. Bell says he responded to Hanna and told her, "Let's call Mr. Denzel McDonald," and asked him, out of me or you, which one of us does he know as a freak? Yo, that is a very loaded statement today, but let me continue still. I don't get involved. Auntie, shall we there say now? Yeah, so, yeah. Denzel McDonald is an influential businessman and PNP activist in Southeast St. Ann. McDonald is more popularly known as Wizzy. Councillor Bell says when he made the comment about Wizzy, he could see the awe on Miss Hanna's face. The councillor say he then told Hanna, "If you don't stop calling me a freak, I will thump you in your mouth." Ouch. Bell says Hanna replied, "I bet you me go tell me husband, so you say you will thump me in my mouth and see what go happen." Cha. I don't want to laugh here. As a God, we don't want to laugh. Alright, teach them. No laughing. How does Denzel know if Lisa is a freak? Elvis, don't mix me. I don't know, sir. You understand? I am just reading. Alright, so Bell says Hanna replied, "I bet you me go tell me husband, so you say you will top me in my mouth and see what gonna happen. Jaja God. The counselor says he told Hanna she should go ahead and telephone her husband, Richard Lake. Lake is a prominent businessman and a former member of the PNP National Executive Council, NEC. The counselor say he told Hanna, "You not have to go. Just call him on the phone and tell him no." Now, according to Councillor Bell, Miss Hanna sprang from her seat and ran over to where he was sitting. He says the Southeast St. Ann MP shouted, "Thump me in my mouth. Bell, you forget that I have a black belt?" Councillor Bell says Miss Hanna had to be restrained by James Walsh not to carry out her black belt training on him. He says while he remained seated in his chair, Judith Freeburn walked over to him and said, "Sit down, my boss. Don't get up." The councillor is questioning if Hanna felt threatened, why she would leave St. Ann and travel past several police stations only to make a report to the police in St. Andrew a few days later. Councillor Bell says a high-ranking policeman who Hanna spoke to explain to him that his words do not constitute a threat because they were a conditional expression. The councillor says he was given the option of reporting Miss Hanna to the police for saying she would call her husband and he, Bell, what would happen thereafter. Teacher, what are your mother? I don't know which party my moderators am supporting. Father Jeffrey. I have never asked anybody on here which political party they are aligned to or they prefer, so I couldn't tell you. You understand? Which are they say, you know? Bell says a report was also made against him to the Custos in St. Ann. He says a report concerned the verbal altercation he had with Lisa. The PNP councillor says he explained to the Custos what had transpired and was cleared of wrongdoing. Bell says he hopes Miss Hanna told her husband the truth about what really happened in the meeting and what he had said to her. Councillor Bell gave his version of events in a WhatsApp message which was sent yesterday to some comrades. And the message was obtained by Nationwide News. And them something there. Jaja, the big man should have never tell Lisa say I'm going to thump her in her face still. You understand? The thing should have never reached us up. Zane, Lisa, if the report based on how this go, call the man freak. I don't know what kind of grounds Lisa have to call the man freak neither. So obviously there is something between the two of them where you know look good. You understand? Man name all get called. Yeah. The PNP, I don't even know if you tell about them. Say, yes, alright, you know, them alright. You see me? Birthday party. Because a joke thing in the pan. Lisa tell the general, if you remember, say she a black belt. You understand? She have her black belt. She would beat him with it like. You see me? So, I don't know. Zane. But this sound like I want to look up long frock argument business where shouldn't have me answer. That me answer. Mr. Bell shouldn't threaten the lady about not thumping on a face business neither. You understand? And if Lisa call a man freak, then that's not professional neither. You see me? So 6 hours and a half those are next. They need to sort out themselves. You understand? Teach them what you say is a birthday. Say PNP a birthday party. And also them a beer from a longer time where I blow up beer fee and I beer some clown and then sit there. Beer clownish, then you see it. So I decided thing there. So another public right hook to the PNP left eye. I do even do. You understand? So there is a lot of things that were said when we even get involved in that. But you want to look like some things. You understand? But you know we don't do all soap opera things still. Yes, that is unlike Lisa. But I suppose we don't know because remember said brother did used to be a Lisa and a loyalist. Zane and thing. And him basically stop support her for the level. And them something there. So apparently some bad blood there. You see and thing. See umbrella. Him this thing. You see me? And thing. So him and Lisa this. So I don't know. Him shouldn't have Lisa and thump in her face still. You see me? And I don't know why Lisa get up call the big man freak neither. So I don't know. Jaja. I be tell us that the PNP is the one worst enemy and the Jamaica Labour Party best friend. I both of them and play right you know. Sure, it's a freak of the week. Yo, Jaja. But big man, stop promising woman thumping her face, rude boy. Big woman, stop walk and call him man free. You know sort out on yourself. You know big people. You understand? Auntie. Me no know. Mr. Denzel McDonald, big up yourself. I don't know Mr. Richard late neither. Me only see picture of him and thing. Big up yourself. Be a name a call, brother. Glad all my name no call. Yeah, me take bad things at jokes sometimes, yeah, sir. But God, I could talk about our next thing around our part, around our place, you know. Haircut probe not complete, says Indicom. After 3 weeks of investigation, the police have still not determined whether one of their own cut the hair of a 19-year-old Rastafarian woman, Nzinga King, at a lockup in Clarendon on the 22nd of July. The Independent Commission of Investigations, Indicom, which had also launched a probe into the matter, said that its report will be completed in 2 weeks. It's a long time, man. After the haircut claim sparked outrage earlier this month, Police Commissioner Anthony Anderson had quickly ordered investigations from the Inspectorate and Professional Standards Oversight Bureau, IPROB, to look into the matter. Now, calls made to IPROB said Assistant Commissioner of Police MacArthur Sutherland to get an update on the investigation were unanswered. However, head of the police's Corporate Communications Unit Senior Superintendent Stephanie Lindsay told the Gleaner that the investigation was still not completed. Meanwhile, Indicom Commissioner Uwi Faulkner told Radio Jamaica News yesterday that the investigation is nearing a close and that the final report should be completed in 14 days. It's a long time, man. The matter will then be passed to the Director of Public Prosecutions. King's attorney at law, Isaac Buchanan, is of the view that the investigation is taking too long. I don't normally agree with Isaac on a lot of things, but Isaac Buchanan is correct this time. This investigation is taking way too long. Too many different bodies are investigating for us to still be waiting 2 more weeks for this to... I am surprised though, that said, that Indicom's investigation has taken so long. Because by all accounts then, this should be an open and shut thing. But it is interesting that Indicom's investigation is still 2 weeks out. Blessing Skim T. Yeah, man, it's good to be back, man. Zane? Yeah, Finna, you have to agree with him on that one. You can't grow. It'll take too long. You understand? But as me I say, I find it very strange that Indicom's investigation into the matter is dragging on this long. Because I think Indicom wouldn't wrap up this long time. So, I don't know. It is interesting to see and look and listen and wait. So they said 2 weeks. MacArthur said IPROB's probe is nearing an end as well. So, no, Stephanie says so. So, I don't know. But I am not certain why this is taking so long. I cannot see why this is taking so long. I suppose there may be things behind the scene where I am not familiar with. But I am finding it a little bit strange, especially on Indicom's part. that this thing is seemingly taking so long. Like, I find that very strange. You see? So I don't know. But ISAT is very correct. This is this strange. Very strange. And then now it will be handed over to the office of the DPP. That can take one next whole length of time. This is taking too long. That the long and short of the matter that. This is not supposed to take so long. Strange. So we watch and see. Wanna go on with that something here. Auntie. Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Strange. Yeah, peeps. I saw yesterday. We never even did get to watch a race, cause we did run Gababa for a while, where Shelly and ran 10-6-0, and I know a man time that the brother. You understand? To defeat Elaine. Elaine is in the form of her life. I mean, Elaine ran 10-6-4 and come second. What a time to be alive. I wish Jacka had improved her PB, but she ran 10-9-4. But you know, these things will happen. I think Jacka is probably tired because Jacka run every race at Olympics, brother. Yeah, nah, Jacka champion girl. Yeah, that's what I say. So I know that Elaine is intent on breaking the world record. Her fastest time is now 10.54, man time again. And I think the world record is 10.49. So she's not very far off. She too may be a little bit leggy now after doing the rounds at the Olympics and running in Eugene the other day and them something. So I can watch and see what go on. And it's also very good to see the camaraderie now emerging between Elaine and Shelley. It is very pleasing. You understand, as a Jamaican, I really and truly love that. Zane, and we love it. They just have beat up some people from some place who say, you understand, them fast, like, and with some big eyelash and some long fingernail and then sitting there. And thing. Many people have said that Elaine is officially the world record holder as a 10.49 never real and thing. So, I don't know. I am waiting for her to run 10.48, 10.47. We call it a day. Nobody no more long talking after that. See, the 200 world record is there as well. And Shelly keeps being Shelly. 10.60 at age enough. Being a mother. I mean, that is absolutely amazing. You understand? The youngsters did extremely well at the under-20s recently. Clayton is one for the future. We've seen Brianna Liston gaining back some confidence and some form. Zane, all sort of things. Zane, Kevona Davis, I think she's there waiting in the wings as well. We have Brianna Williams, who is shaping up to be special. What if I look at things? Zane, the male sprinting side still kind of look a type of way, but transition, it will happen. And we give thanks and we keep supporting our athletes and them something there. And thing. What else me coming to talk about? Mr. CR7 gone back at United. I mean, there's a big sided, which even though CR7 is 36, he's still a very supremely fit athlete, and he improves any team he goes into. So I know the United fans are elated, but I think the issue with United is an elite club without an elite manager. You understand? For you to be an elite club, you need an elite manager. And I think that is where United may continue to butt their toes. Me not against Oli, but Oli is just not elite manager. I just saw it go. You understand what I say? Compared to the teams then where United will be vying for most of the top honors against. In England, Jurgen Klopp is one of the best managers in the world. Zane, Pep Guardiola is one of the best managers in the world. Thomas Tuchel is one of the best managers in the world. You understand what I say? So, it may comes down to managerial talent and skills and them something, and it will be interesting to see how Oli manages one more big personality. They have been treated with Pogba for a while, and thing, Ronaldo's personalities, you know what I think, yeah, let's see what go on. But great signing for United, you know what Chelsea will support. United is the biggest club in England, we can't go around that, you understand, and Liverpool, based on history, we can't go around that, you understand. We just go and build our thing, we just go and watch and see what go on. You understand? Ollie will get there. Make we see then, no brother. Make we see now. You understand? Make we see. Zane and things. So we just go and watch and see. United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Liverpool tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Zane. Let's see what the title credentials of both teams are. I mean, you know, we don't lose the title so early in the season, but it's a good indicator of where you are versus where you need to be. So, make us see what go on. Yeah, and them 3 teams there, City, them 4 teams there, City, United, Liverpool, Chelsea. No more team around there. Spurs start the season good still, but not have enough resources to really mount a serious challenge. Leicester, you know what they can do, but you wonder if they have the squad to do it. Arsenal, I don't even know if you tell about Arsenal. You know. Arsenal have spent the most money in the transfer window. I think United probably they're close to them announced, but they have spent a lot of money to buy what I'm not really sure. Arteta, I think, is out of his depths as well. And they need to find a coach that can manage the name of Arsenal and the expectations. Zine, but I don't mind side them, so we need to pressure them. You understand? And thing Liverpool 3-1 tomorrow. Alright, DNJ, make we see you go though. Make we see you go. Yeah, peace. Big up on yourself. May I go cut you now, Zane, and thing. Teach going to send you a United jersey. You can't send it, come on. Zane, tap now all the way. Yeah, brother, big up. That side there. You understand? Yeah. Yeah, so send me the United jersey, man. That's what I heard, man. Me not go wear it still, but you can send it to me. Peeps, heart of love. Big up to the man them. The Liverpool fans them, the United fans them, the City fans them, the Tottenham fans them, the Arsenal fans them, the Chelsea fans them. You all are fans them. You understand? I think Mikel Antonio is looking good. That arc as well for the Reggae Boys. Zane. Hopefully also I remember a baller name. Aston Villa baller from Jamaica. Leon Bailey will improve at Aston Villa. I still think that Jamaica needs a coach. And I have nothing against Tapper. But I don't know that Tapper has... We need a coach. I'll leave it there, so. Whilst our talent pool is probably the biggest that we have had for some time, hopefully Leon Gray will Leon Gray him there Everton now come back from Germany the other day. He was at Leicester for a while. Hopefully he will play for us as well. But I think we need a coach. I don't think Whitmore is the coach. You understand? Whitmore would be good to have within the coaching team, but not as the head coach. But that's just me. I'm gone. I don't know that we have the money for pay nobody else still, but yeah. I think I think the thing with is that the EPL now release no players because of the COVID situation, but hopefully Antonio will represent us one of them there. Wavell Morrison is looking good down at Derby under Wayne Rooney. Hopefully him continue to improve. Brother, we need a good coach and we qualify for the next World Cup, brother. Talent-wise, we don't lack talent in our squad right now. Zane. But just like United, or the United need an elite coach, we need an elite coach too, brother. You see me? Me gone. Peace. Big up on yourself. All good. Sunday. I think I'm going to try to stream 4 o'clock Sunday because I tell us a YouTube set on a Friday night, 7 o'clock is the best time for me stream on Sunday at 4 o'clock. So I am experimenting with for them time to see how the thing go. Arsenal play the best football in England. And Arsene Wenger for a while. You understand? And even after, before Wenger left, Arsenal was not the Arsenal of old. So I'm not interested in playing the best football. I'm interested in winning titles. And that me the part. You understand? So you can't stay with the best football, brother. Me stay with some silverware. That's my thing there. You understand? That's why I support Brazil. So I want to see people play good football. I go watch Brazil. But club, silverware, we take them. We're not in best football business. You understand? And not this Arsenal. Because this Arsenal team not to play football much as good football. But peace, pick up on yourself. Me soon on Sunday about 4 o'clock. Make it a date and don't be late. You know, don't look feet. Get book feet. Walk, but step with Jack. You know, I think go. Yeah, man. Big up to all I side them and all I fans. Them. You know, big up to the Chelsea fans them especially. I'm gone. DeAndre said 3-1 and DeAndre will talk Sunday. No worry your head. Heart of love.
Thank you for tuning in. Like the stream before you go. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Remember to share the stream with your family and friends and browse the channel for more amazing content. Until next time, walk good, my friends.
Teach them! Hey, yo, hello! Send the message and make it reach them. It's Teach Them, right here. Warlord representing.